Welcome to part 3B of The Housemaid. This is a continuation from our last discussion in part 3A, so if you haven't listened to that episode yet, I'd recommend you start there. In this episode, we pick up in part 2 of The Housemaid and keep talking about all of our fun theories. Hope you enjoy. Yeah, part 2. All right, so now we're in part 2, and it's from Nina's perspective.
Yep. Were you prepared for it to be like this with Nina?
Like, what? With the two different perspectives, or like Nina's backstory?
Yeah, like Nina's backstory and all of this.
No, I really didn't know what Nina's backstory was. I thought this
Yeah,
all made sense, though,
yeah.
so I kind of liked it.
hmm
Okay. Oh yeah, so do you want to summarize this one?
Yeah, so we pick up with Nina and we see where she's at, and she's at a hotel room and she's so delighted to be free of Andrew, which that's supposed to be a shocker. And she's like, "This is my first real smile in almost 8 years. I can't believe I finally got rid of that a-hole." And so after that, oh, the other thing that we find out is that Nina was tracking Millie and she was looking for her, but the location was disabled. And so she says she must have figured out I was tracking her and disabled the app. Smart girl, but not smart enough. So I was like, okay, that's weird. But then after that, it turns into this weird step-by-step quote, how to get rid of your sadistic evil husband, a guide by Nina Winchester. And I imagine if we're like watching a movie, the whole like set kind of turns into like WandaVision 1950s
Yeah.
like set.
Yeah.
But step one is get knocked up by a drunken one night stand, drop out of school, and take a crappy job to pay the bills. And so then we go into the story on how Nina met Andrew, and he was her super hot CEO boss, and she was like an admin. She was getting her PhD in English, like we said, but then she had to get a job. And then one of the big wigs that rolls up to Andrew was rude to Nina, and then Andrew goes after her, and then they kind of start this relationship. And then he's like, let's go to dinner tonight.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, I have my kid. And he's like, my mom can babysit. And she's like, what? Amazing.
Yeah. Okay, so we learn a few things here that we haven't before. One is that Nina really loves her daughter and is doing anything for her. Like she's at work all
hmm
day, but she's like, man, I really wish I could just be at home with Cece. Like that's really my dream. Um,
hmm
and yeah, we get introduced to Andrew's mom who keeps coming up. Is she ultimate big bad?
So I don't think it's his mom.
Oh, is that the
I think she's
first wife?
Catherine.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even think about that.
Either he has a weird obsession with his mom and he wants everyone to look like her, or Catherine is number one,
What if Cat
victim
okay,
zero.
here's new theory. Catherine is big, big bad. Because she has all of these like judgmental, like, that's not done right. And so she somehow made Andrew, I don't know, develop an army of Catherines who do everything right or something.
It could be. I mean, I think how the book is setting it up is that so we're calling her Catherine, but her real name is Elena.
Kathleen? Oh,
Oh,
the mom is
Kathleen.
goes by Elena?
Yeah, so the mom's name is Elena.
Oh, okay, okay.
Victim zero is Kathleen
Okay. Or Catherine. I really forget.
or Catherine, something like that. Kathy. We'll just call her Kath.
Yeah, Kath.
Victim zero is Kath. And I'm postulating that Elena and Kath are actually the same person.
Oh, I didn't think about that. I think that's good.
Yeah, but we'll see. But we'll just put that to the side for now. So Elena, we find out she has blonde hair. It's kind of gray. She always wears white. And she's like very particular about how everything has to be. And it kind of seems like Andrew doesn't cower to anyone except for her,
Yeah,
is kind of the vibe that we get.
yeah. And she's around all the time. She judges their
hmm
parenting, judges their house.
hmm
I Very interesting. Okay, anything else for this chapter?
Um,
I have one last little detail actually.
yeah, go for it.
So we learned that Nina's parents, we knew they were dead. Millie assumed, oh my gosh, Nina must
She
have
killed.
killed them. Yeah, which is a bit drastic. We find that they actually died in a plane crash. So we
That's what I
see
was
the
saying. Like
woman all alone.
we're starting to go off the rails here.
Yeah, it's like plane crash. When does that happen? And what
Yeah,
about
it's
car
like
crash?
I know a car crash should be much more common. Plane crash is like very rare. It's like
Yeah,
meteor came out and hit them.
yeah. I don't know. It's yeah, that was a little strange, but whatever. Didn't really take
It's
that out of the story.
yeah, you're kind of like, okay, that's fine. That's
Oh,
pretty much it. Oh, Andrew gets her and him food and they get hot dogs.
yes.
And I'm like, I wonder if that's like a weird like sex play.
I don't think
Maybe
so.
it's not. Just normal. Okay.
I think it was a lead in to say like, oh, I wish I could have taken you somewhere nicer. Do you want to go somewhere nicer for dinner?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing is that he's like, how she's talking about Nina's talking about her kid with Andrew, and he's like, how old's your baby? What's her name? And she's like, she's 5 months and her name's Cecilia. And he says, that's nice, like the song. And then Nina is like, oh my God, that's why I named her because of that song. And this is that. Um, and so I find that interesting because I feel like Andrew probably did his homework ahead of time.
Oh, that's
I
interesting.
yeah, like I don't think anything he does like this is just like coincidental. I think he maps out his mark and he figures out how am I going to charm my way.
Yeah. Oh, I bet you're right. How would he
The other
find that
thing,
out though?
she's like an assistant. He gets one of his other spies.
But like
Hey,
find out a detail like, oh, it's because it was my parents' song.
yeah.
I feel like that's pretty maybe. I like your thinking though of yeah, this was not spur of the moment.
What doesn't make sense is that the beginning of this says that gets knocked up by high school. What does it say?
It doesn't say high school, it says by drunk one night stand.
Oh, I thought it
Then
said by high
drop out of
school.
school, which is actually her PhD program.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking drop out of high school, but yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Okay. All right. So that's it.
Yeah.
39.
39. Okay, so this is
Okay.
step two, naively marry sadistic evil man. And so now Nina's story is going really quick. So she just met Andy. Now she just married Andy and she's like so in love. She's like, I can't believe this is my life. Andy is amazing. He loves Cecilia. This is better than anything I could imagine. The one down part is that his mother, Evelyn, comes by a lot. And like we said, she's really judgmental, doesn't like her.
Oh, wait. Time out.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the lady last time that I thought was his mom?
Kathleen? Evelyn?
Who's Elena?
Oh, I think you're just thinking Evelyn. I don't think there is an Elena. Unless was that her roommate? Because
No, it says on page 195. Sometimes Elena resents her son for what she gave up for him. I was in graduate school when I got that
yeah,
positive.
that's her roommate or her neighbor. They help watch each other's kids.
Oh, I was getting mixed up. Okay. So I think that Kath and Evelyn might be the same person.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
right. Also, her name
Okay.
is Kathleen.
Kathleen. I like calling her Kath though.
Yeah, I like Kath and Ann.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so Evelyn is the mother, Andrew's mom, and she comes by a lot, really judgy. Nina doesn't like her, but she's like, if that's the worst thing about Andrew, like it's not that bad. But then we see that, like Candy said, Evelyn was upset that the lights were left on, and Nina took the blame for it. She's like, oh, that was probably me, whatever. And then Andrew comes up with this story after his mom leaves and is like, hey, Nina, could you help me get some papers from the office upstairs and then we can, make some love? And she's like, okay. She's never been to this attic. has assumed it's just storage. He assures her there's paper in there. She opens the door. She goes in first. He locks the door behind her and leaves her there. Um, and he walks away, doesn't hear her screaming and stuff. Or no,
Hmm.
maybe he's still there. Anyways, he keeps saying, I can't open the door yet. And
Yeah.
Nina says, oh, I found your fatal flaw. You lock people in rooms. And he goes, I can't open the door. The only way to learn is to see the consequences of your actions.
Hmm.
And then he walks away.
And she's not locked in. We think it's because of the light. But really what it is that he makes a comment about
Oh, her
her
roots.
hair.
Yes, that's right. The
Yeah.
lights come up later. This one was about her roots showing.
Yeah. He says, I can see your roots show a bit. She's like, oh, I'm sorry about that. And she's like, I started going to the salon after we got engaged to lighten my hair to a more golden shade. Okay. And then before that, we're introduced to Kathleen, his former fiance, who he had been engaged before, he says a year earlier, and it didn't work out. And Kathleen, he has photographs of her, and Nina's seen it. She had blonde hair like me. So he's
Yeah.
having her dyed to the same shade of hair and a sweet face, but I didn't know her last name and I couldn't locate her. So
Doo, doo, doo. Is there any chance Andrew was the one night stand?
with Nina,
Yeah.
I think she would know.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I think she would know. Um, the only thing I could think of, if Kathleen is not actually Evelyn, then that girl's dead. And he accidentally killed her and he feels bad.
Yeah.
So,
He's trying to recreate Kathleen.
yeah. Or he's trying to recreate his mom and he just has severe mommy issues.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah. But that's all I had that there.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. So 40. It's titled Step 3, Discover Your Husband is Pure Evil. So she's been in the closet for 3 hours. She's pounding at the door, scraping at the wood until she had splinters under her fingernails. So that makes sense why there was all the claw marks that we saw before. And then Andrew comes up. Now, something to note is that Nina calls him Andy and Millie calls him Andrew.
Yeah, I did notice that.
Yeah, so I don't know
Was he
what that's
Drew
about.
to Kathleen?
I know.
What are other maximum of 3 women? Because I don't know what other names you could come up with.
I called Andrew. I call him Drew. I call him Andrew. I call him Drewbie sometimes.
Drewbie would be woman number 4, I guess.
Okay. So Andy comes to check on her and she's like, let me out, let me out, let me out. He's like, not yet. He's like, you still need to learn your consequences. And Nina is just so worried about Cece and what he's going to do to her. And then she's realizing that Andrew set this all up. And then the next morning, Andrew comes and he's like, I want 100 strands of hair that show like the root
As her consequence for not
as her
dying.
consequence. Yeah. And so she tries to do it right then. He's like, no, like I'll come by after work. Um, so he leaves her and then she's like, okay, I'm gonna have to rip out my hair now. And she hasn't eaten and she's very hungry and
Yeah.
she's thirsty and there's a bucket for her to pee in.
Yeah. So there's no paper in sight. There's a cot in there instead in the bucket. And so clearly Andrew has set this up.
Yeah. But I didn't have any notes here.
I don't think so. Nina does drink one of the 3 little water bottles in the
Oh yeah.
fridge.
Mhm.
And there doesn't seem to be any immediate effects from this chapter.
No,
So I
we
don't
don't
know.
know if it's drugged.
Yeah. He also calls his mom in and says, "Oh, Nina went to go visit some family. Spur of the moment. Could you watch Cecilia?" And
Mhm.
apparently that's what's happening with Cecilia.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. 41.
all right, 41. Okay. So she takes out 100 strands of hair and puts them in the envelope she gave that Andrew gave to her, gives it to him, and as he's looking through it, he's counting them and he says, I can't let you out yet. almost all the strands are fine, but one of them doesn't have a hair follicle in it. And she goes, "Ah, I'll give you a new one." And he goes, "No, I'll need to come back tomorrow to collect them." So she gets another day in the closet. At this point, she is so hungry. She's so dehydrated. It's terrible. Um, she gives him 100 new strands of hair and he accepts them and lets her out. Not only that, he brought her a continental breakfast. So she has a glass of water and a bagel, and she's so starved that she eats it all right up. Um, and then he says, "Oh, you're feeling sick right now," because of course she's very weak and dehydrated. So he brings her to the
Mm-hmm.
bed, and she says that her eyelids feel like lead. She can't fight the urge to sleep. Um, and so then he leaves her there and just says, "You'll feel better in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you need."
Yeah. So two notes I wrote at the end of this chapter, sedated bagel? Question mark.
There's definitely drugs. I thought it would be in the water. Maybe
Yeah,
the bagel. I don't know.
is probably in the water. But yeah, he definitely drugged her. And as she's going down the stairs, she's like stumbling, and she's
Yeah.
just taking it into account. She's like, I'm so weak because I haven't eaten in so long.
Yeah.
And he's being like so nice and so caring. And she's kind of already falling into a little bit of like the confusion gaslighting.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Mhm. But
because he's
she,
being so nice, but she's still like, he's a monster.
yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. So now we know what's happening next. Oh, it's your turn for the summary.
Yep, 42. So now we're at step 4. Make the world believe you're crazy. So now we get to the scene where Cece is getting drowned and it gets pinned on Nina. And so she wakes up from her drugged up stupor and she sees all these text messages from Andy and he's like, "Are you okay? You've been acting really strange this morning. Please give me a call. Nina, is everything okay? About to go in a meeting." And then he's like, "How are you and Cece doing? Please call or text me." And then she's like, "Oh my God, how is Cece? I haven't seen her in 2 days." And she hears like water running and she stumbles into the bathroom and she sees that Cece's also drugged up and she's in like a little, I don't know, a little water seat and the water is filling up. And like, had she been sleeping a few more minutes, she would have drowned. And
Yeah.
so as she's going to turn off the water, the police bust in and then they're like, "Why are you trying to kill your daughter?"
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. So this was one of our predictions last time, is that Andy was behind the drowning. And so now it's
Mm-hmm.
confirmed. Um, I mean, he really thought this out though, because the police came like right as the water was getting to Cece's face, you know?
I,
Like
it
he did some
it was,
physics or something.
well, I mean, part of me is like it is very convenient, but I guess the other part is that like he probably started the water, drove off, waited 10 minutes, called the police with the expectation that they would get there.
Yeah. But I mean,
So,
he was also like sending all the messages. I imagine he reported to work at the normal time, right? Because he needed an alibi should anyone say anything.
yeah, I'm sure he clocked into work. He probably clocked into work, had a couple meetings, probably went on a quote unquote extended lunch, put the baby in the bath, and then set the
Yeah.
plan into motion. But what we're seeing is that he is very calculating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, okay. Spicy.
43.
43. All right. So then Nina spends 8 months at Clearview Psychiatric Hospital, which is the psych hospital for rich people. So very nice. And every day, Andrew comes in and he brings in baked goods for all the staff. And he also always saves a muffin for Nina and says, "How are you, my love?" And she is like, "I still hate you, I think." But she's slowly trying to figure things out. And everyone tells her, like, "Oh, you had a delusional like breakdown." She's
Hmm.
like, "No, it was real." Um, and yeah, this chapter is pretty short, but it ends
Hmm.
with Nina being excited about going home soon and seeing Cecilia, who she hasn't seen in so long. But the thought of returning to the house gives her a sick feeling in her stomach, and she's definitely never going to go into the attic again.
Hmm. So two notes is that what the line says, he brings muffins and cookies for the nurses, and he always saves one for me. Today, he brought me a blueberry muffin. The only reason why I underline that is that to me, this just feels like, again, control.
Oh, like only one?
Like he has an assortment of muffins, and he doesn't even let Nina have a choice on the type of muffin she gets.
Oh, yeah. I think that's a good detail.
Like today you get blueberry, tomorrow you get chocolate chip. Like I
Yeah.
pick
She
what
has
you
no
eat.
agency.
Yeah. And she's like locked up in this thing.
Right.
And
Oh,
then
yeah, sorry, you go.
go for it.
Well, I was going to say another note that I forgot is that she meets with the psychiatrist. And
Hmm.
during those meetings, she owns up to her part in what she did. Even though she doesn't remember it all, she just remembers waking up and finding Cece in the bathtub. But she's like, I guess I had to have done it. I don't know who else would have.
Hmm. Yeah. So we're seeing the gaslighting go full blown. And it's reasonable, right, for the psychiatrist to think that she had delusions and all this stuff.
Right. Do you think, well, okay, I was getting some thoughts here that Andrew and the psychiatrist are like buddies. But it, at the same time, I don't think the psychiatrist would need any convincing to, chalk this all up to a delusion.
So at this stage of the game, I did not think that they were in cahoots. Having read to the end of our section, I think that he is like one of his golf buddies.
Yeah.
There's Andrew has his tentacles in this Clearview place.
Yeah.
The other note is that the antipsychotic had ramped up her appetite and she's put on 20 pounds since she's been there. So we snipped that out that it was the medicine that was
Yeah.
making her gain weight.
Boy, oh boy.
Mm-hmm. All right, 44.
Oh, is it my turn?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Um, so chapter 44, it opens up with Nina. She is back home now, but she's still seeing a psychiatrist. And the psychiatrist has asked her, why are you afraid of the attic? Because of course he thinks it's all delusion. And basically he's trying to get her to overcome her fear, see that there's nothing wrong with it. So he's putting this idea in her mind. And after a while, she kind of is warming up to it. Um, and then we see her go back home. She's with Cece. Cece loves seeing her. Cece does not love spending as much time with Evelyn, Andrew's mom. So don't know what goes
Mm-hmm.
on there, but we have that detail. And then they all have dinner together, like one big happy family. And Andrew has also mentioned up the attic of like, hey, maybe you
Mm-hmm.
should go there so you realize that there's nothing to be scared of. And at this point, Nina's finally like, all right, fine. We'll put Cece down to bed and then let's go up to the attic, which we know
Mm-hmm.
was a terrible idea.
Yes. So a couple of notes is that so Nina kept talking about like the attic and stuff, and it brought so much concern to the psychiatrist that he had people go look up at the attic, and then they said, "Oh no, it's just a normal attic
Oh,
filled
that's right.
with boxes and paper." And now looking back, did they actually have anyone go up there? Or did the
Oh,
psychiatrist just call Andrew and he's like, no, it's filled with boxes and paper. I don't know what she's talking about. And then that was the end of it.
yeah, I don't know. That's a good point.
Right. My other note, this is when I was like, Evelyn is Kath. So it says, Evelyn is not as quick as Cece to rise to her feet. She slowly stands up from the couch, brushing off her pristine white slacks. I never noticed before how frequently Evelyn dresses in white, which has always been Andy's favorite color on me. It suits her though. Her hair looks like it might have once been blonde, but now she's just at the precipice between blonde and white. And then here we go. Her hair is surprisingly thick and healthy for a woman her age. Evelyn is, in general, incredibly well preserved and flawless. I have never seen her with so much as a loose thread on her sweater. So I'm like, is Kathleen cosplaying as his mom?
Yeah, I think Kathleen is definitely Evelyn, or Evelyn is Kathleen. I hadn't had that thought before you mentioned it, but I think that's definitely true. So is she the big bad, or
Is
is
she the big
she,
bad?
yeah, the biggest bad, or is she like, I don't know, a victim who made it out? but drew in Cecilia, you know? Like, is that just the cycle of what's happening here? And that's why she's still kind of involved. Like, she's helping Andy by watching the kid and keeping secrets.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I don't know. I don't know how Evelyn could be the big bad.
Yeah,
I don't know how she could control Andy to then control Nina
I
to
know.
do all this.
Yeah.
To me, it feels more likely that Kath got out somehow, or maybe Kath and Andy, they're actually in love, like legitimate in love, and they love doing sadistic things to people, and that's like
Oh
their kink.
gosh. Okay. Yeah. A little
But
weird
that's
because he actually is, with Nina all the time.
yeah.
So, but I don't
I,
know.
I can't think of a good reason at this point, but I do at a minimum, Evelyn and Andy are in cahoots.
Yeah.
And I think Kath is Evelyn. His mom's dead.
Yeah, yeah, probably. Evelyn does she brings up the topic of Nina forgetting to turn off the lights, which is what she's then punished
Mhm.
for the next time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so another evidence that they are in cahoots. But again,
Hmm.
yeah, we don't know who's pulling the reins here.
Well, it would make sense that Evelyn and him are in cahoots because what happens is that Evelyn says, Nina, producing electricity takes a lot of our planet's resources. You should remember to shut off the lights when you leave any room. And then when we get in there to the next chapter, we find out that Andy's punishment for her is having this like super bright light. So, as like a way to be like, don't keep the lights on. The
Yeah.
only way that he would be able to have the room prepared in advance is if he knew this light situation was going to happen.
Oh. Well, I think he did because when she takes the blame for keeping the light on, she thinks, I'm not sure if it was me, but what the hell? I might as well take the blame since Evelyn already dislikes me. So she takes the blame for
Mm-hmm.
it, even though she doesn't even think she did it.
Right. So I feel like the setup is that Evelyn and Andy are in on it. He leaves the lights on, and she's gonna be like, "Who left the lights on?" And
Mm.
then regardless of what Nina says, if she says, "No, I didn't leave it on," Andy would be like, "I definitely didn't." Like, Nina, are you sure? Are you
Yeah.
sure you remember? And she's like, "Well, maybe I could have."
Yeah.
Because at this point she thinks her mental stability is not very good.
Right.
So kind of like leading her into admitting it, and then he like locks her up in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Evelyn. Yeah. All right. I still don't know exactly how they're connected, but I think we're on the right track that Evelyn's in cahoots. High chance
Yeah.
that she's actually Kathleen.
High chance she's the biggest bad.
Yeah, she's the brains of the operation.
Yep. Okay. 45.
Okay, here we go. So step 5, find out you're not crazy after all.
Mhm.
So Andrew is leading Nina up to the attic and it says, "Hey, it'll be totally okay. It'll be great." And then they go up there and it's really dark. And here's where I was like, you went in the attic first. I would make Andrew go in first so he can scope it out and make sure it's okay. I don't know,
I
but
know.
whatever. She goes in first and then the door closes and it's all dark. And she goes, "Hey, Andrew, where are you?" And she realizes that she's locked in there and that dun dun dun. And through the door, Andrew's like, "Well, I left you a light to remind you to always save the electricity." But he's boarded up the window now, so that when she turns on the light, it's like blinding and very uncomfortable. So she has to
Mhm.
keep the light off anyway. Um, and then they have a conversation where she goes, "This is really happening." And he goes, "What do you think?" And she goes, "I think you're crazy." And then he goes, "Yeah, but you are the one who was put in the psych ward. The police saw you drowning your daughter. You have admitted to doing it. Um, like you're the one who is actually who everyone thinks is crazy." And he goes, I wanted you to know what you're dealing with. I wanted you to know what would happen if you tried to get away. So truth comes out. Nina knows she's not crazy, but at the same time, she's locked in this attic and can't do anything about it, really. Um,
I think this portrayal of Andy, he's like so evil and villainous. I think this was
yeah.
part of my reason why I was like, we're in a spaceship because it's just so crazy. He's just so obviously evil. It kind of feels a little bit like Scooby Doo, like they pull off the mask and he and he's just like, I'm like big and evil and all this stuff. Because some of the stuff that he says.
I don't know. Well, but at the same time, like if someone's gonna be locked in the attic, you have to be totally crazy to do that to someone, you know? Like you're not just a little evil.
I guess
You're
that's
very
true.
evil.
I just remember reading it and it's like Andy laughs on the other side of the door. Maybe, but you were the one who was in the loony bin for trying to kill yourself and your daughter. The police saw you doing it. You admitted to having it done. And by the time they came here to check things out, this room looked exactly like a storage closet. Like he's kind of just like revealing all of his
Oh,
cards and
yeah.
just like giving way too much information.
So you think he should have gone on, like kind of kept some of it secret, maybe?
For me to feel like this was a little bit more believable, I think he would have just been like, she's like, I think you're a crazy sick asshole. And then he would be like, maybe, but you're the one who was in the loony bin for trying to kill yourself and your daughter. Like the police saw you
Oh, I
doing
just
it.
left it
So
there.
we just left it there.
Well, but then what would his next thing be? I need to, because she still thinks that she was deluding herself about being locked in the attic. But here he is actually locking her in the attic. You know, like how would he explain that one?
I think I just it doesn't make sense that he's revealing all of his tricks to her, I guess, is what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say. Is that it's like it's kind of cartoon villainy to explain all of the deviousness that you've done. When in reality, I don't think someone would do that.
Well, okay. The only thing he really reveals is that by the time the police came to check the attic out, the room looked exactly like a storage closet. Everything else, he's just restating what happened of like you were in the loony bin for trying to kill yourself and your daughter. The police saw you do it and you admitted it, which is stuff that she already knows. He didn't
Yeah.
explain, I drugged you and that's what happened. That would really be revealing all of his tricks.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I just think like the check this room, it looked exactly like a
Yeah.
storage closet. You're
Yeah.
just like, okay.
I know. So yeah, I do kind of agree with that. But also it comes up in later chapters like he really does have her in a corner. There's no way
Yes.
out for her.
He just feels like a cartoon villain to me, I think. It's just he just seems evil to be evil. Like one dimensional kind of.
Yeah, yeah, like what's in it for him?
Like
Yeah,
what is
because
he
so far
getting
there's
out of all
nothing
this?
out. Yeah, he's appeasing Kathleen. Kathleen's the one who's getting something out of this. She gets to hang out with
Wish
Cece. I don't know.
she gets to babysit. That's what she gets.
Yeah, her dream. Oh, okay. Also, something I just thought of. Andrew's parents had sent them baby items. Remember that?
Hmm.
It was Evelyn Kathleen.
Hmm.
They've been in it since for a while now.
Since the beginning, yeah,
Yeah,
to
since the
kind of
beginning.
set up the seeds that Nina
Can't
isn't
have
good
kids.
for Andrew. Yeah.
Fascinating. Okay.
So he painted up the window this time, or he boarded up the window this time. So there's no light and she's in complete darkness. And then if she turns on the light, it's like super bright. And so then Nina's like, well, I'm just gonna unscrew one of these light bulbs. And then it made it like better. And then at the end, it's like, um, Nina says, I wish I'd never met you. That's not a very nice thing to say, he laughs. I guess I can't blame you. I'm impressed that you managed to unscrew one of those light bulbs, though. I didn't even think of that. And I'm like, that's the most obvious thing to do if there's too much light, is to unscrew a light bulb.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
So Andrew's very calculating, missing some smarts here and there. But okay, then he kind of says like This is going to be our lives from now on. We'll be a happily married couple like everyone else. You'll be the
Mm-hmm.
best wife in the entire neighborhood, and I'll make sure of that. So, like, is that what
Mm-hmm.
he's getting at? Is the perfect wife? Like, he just needs to be controlling? I feel like there's got to be something else because that's the big hole now is why is Andrew doing this?
It kind of seemed like she was being the best wife before he started being psychotic.
Right.
Like it would have made more sense if she was slipping.
Well, she let her roots show. It's all these impossible standards. Like, and
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's true.
he's not actually trying to make her better. He's trying to make,
Yeah.
manipulated.
Hmm. Yeah. Well,
So yeah,
yeah, I
that's the
just
question. Why?
it still doesn't make sense. Yeah, the why is not clear now.
Yeah.
Okay, so 46, and I think this is the last chapter.
Yeah.
Okay, step 6, try to live with it. So now it's been 7 years. So now we're up to almost present day. And um we kind of go into why Nina has stuck around and basically she's stuck because of Cece because if she tried to run away with Cece, Andy would say that she kidnapped her and that she's not fit to be a mom and then um, all this other stuff. So then Nina was like, well, I'll just try to live with it. So at first she was trying to be like really good, but um he would still find things wrong with her and punish her, like you were saying, like impossible standards. So then she was like, well, if I can't be good enough, then I'm going to be disgusting enough. So then she started like gaining a lot more weight and acting like a shrew and like snapping at him for everything. And she says he almost seemed to enjoy the abuse.
Yeah.
And then she tried to find Kathleen, his former fiance, so that she could get someone to back up her story. Oh,
What?
that's why she wants Millie in there.
Oh,
Someone to back up her story.
I bet you're right.
Yeah. So I bet she's trying to get someone to replace her and then she's going to try to get her out. And then the two of them can corroborate.
Yeah, I bet you're right. I think so. Whoa. Okay, yeah, that's a good prediction.
Okay, that makes sense. Um, so anyway, she's just living with it and it sounds like it stinks. Oh, and then so this is another thing Frida McFadden does good. Again, like just painting Nina in a corner. So she makes a friend with this lady named Suzanne, and then she tells Suzanne like all the stuff that Andy's doing. But then she finds out that Andy's been telling everyone that she's like a little clinically insane and to watch out for signs if she's relapsing.
Yeah.
So then as soon as she says something, Andy locks her back in the closet.
Yeah.
And then Cece starts observing that whenever she's bad that her mom gets disappears for a few days.
Yeah, so this is the origin story of Cece's antique dresses that she wears all the time. Nina thinks the dresses are so impractical and awful, but Andy loves them, so he dresses Cece in them. And if Cece ever fought it, then Nina would get locked in the attic. And so Cece noticed if she was ever bad that her mom would go away for a few days, and so she became very like docile.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So now Enzo shows up as the local landscaper, and I'm thinking he's the one night stand, and maybe Nina doesn't remember him
And
somehow.
like he's been trying to seek her out all this time or something. I don't think he's a one night stand.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Something with Enzo. But Nina is like, well, maybe I can confide in Enzo because he doesn't even speak English, and at least I can have like someone to talk to. And then we see that this is like the start of Enzo and Nina kind of having a little bit of like a relationship and like a confidant. Oh, and then one last thing is that on Enzo's bicep, he has something named Antonia.
Yeah, that keeps coming up.
Yeah. So I don't know what to do about that. But yeah, that's the end.
Evelyn Antonia. Okay, so what we see here with Enzo though is that Nina, thinking that he can't understand her, says, "My husband is a monster. He tortures me. He holds
Hmm.
me hostage in the attic." And then Enzo stiffens and he goes, and then she goes, "Never mind." So then she like runs back in the house, but then they make eye contact through the window and then
Hmm.
look away. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens there. I wonder
Yep.
if do you think she like maybe starts having a relationship with Enzo, which is why Andy doesn't like him? Because
I
it
think
doesn't
he,
look like she hired him purposefully. He's just there.
yeah, it seems like he just kind of shows up. I think maybe Andy sees that he brings Nina some semblance of happiness, and he just does not like that somehow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's suspicious that they're like in cahoots, but he doesn't have enough reason to say anything, and he does everyone else's gardening. So then if he were to fire him just for his house, it's like maybe he'd have to explain this to neighbors. Oh, why did you get rid of Enzo? He does such a good job and he does like the whole neighborhood.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
maybe.
and then what would he say? He would say, "Oh, blah."
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, but Enzo and Evelyn and Kathleen. These are definitely major players.
Yeah. Do you think Andrew hired Enzo? Well, no, that wouldn't make sense. I was gonna say hired him on purpose to try to like keep things in order, but Enzo's like double agent and is actually like trying to warn them away. But then that doesn't make sense because Andrew then fires him.
Fires him. I think Enzo is the one thing that Andrew can't control.
Okay.
And I think that's why he hates him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good. I think you're right.
Yeah, because he doesn't have anything on him specifically. And I think just firing him willy-nilly, I think maybe would have caused red flags.
Yeah.
But maybe now what he's going to say is that he caught Enzo and Nina
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
together, and that's why he had to fire him and get rid of Nina. And it's like a
Yeah.
1-2 punch.
Yeah, I bet you're right.
One of the things that doesn't make sense is that one of the reasons why Nina stuck around is that if she ran off with Cecilia, he would say, "Oh, she was like kidnapping her." I think that's what they say, right?
Wait. Say that again.
Part of the reason why Nina sticks around is because if she ran away,
Oh, yeah.
Andy would say that she kidnapped Cece.
Right.
But but Andy never adopted Cece. She's
Yeah.
not his kid.
So are you saying like could he say that she was kidnapping him
I don't think that that would work.
even if she has like is like clinically insane?
Unless your rights as a parent have been revoked, I don't,
Yeah, that
or
is.
unless he has guardianship or something. I don't think that that's how it works.
Yeah, that's interesting. They don't have any details on that. Do you think she was telling the truth though when she said that Cece he never adopted Cece? I don't know why she'd be lying about that, but
I don't think so because he turned on her almost instantly, and she would have to sign papers to give him
oh,
like guardianship, I believe. Like you can't just like adopt
you don't just
someone without
marry.
the parent signing off on something.
Yeah.
And I think she would rather die than let him
Yeah.
have legal guardian. Like I feel like that could be something where she would really stick her foot in the ground and not do that. So I don't think he's adopted her.
Okay.
So,
Interesting.
but maybe she just doesn't understand, or maybe I don't know, maybe she's just concerned that it could happen, that if she ran off
Yeah.
that he would
I'd
say,
be
"Oh,
worried.
it's yeah, oh, it's he kidnapped her," and people wouldn't look into the legality of it until she got caught and thrown into the loony bin, and then she has no money and no lawyer, and
Yeah.
so
I think that's reasonable.
yeah, I think that's reasonable too.
We also learn why she doesn't just kill him because she's thought about it. He already
Hmm.
has things set up with his attorney that
Oh yeah.
says he's been threatening to kill me, and if I ever do die, then release this to the authorities or whatever.
Hmm.
So he's thought of really everything.
I think we find out here too that Andy is golf buddies with either the owners or the
Oh, I
psychiatrist.
think you're right. Yeah, with the directors was a
With
golfing
the
buddy.
Yeah, yeah. So he has ties. So he's just being presented as like he kind of has his tentacles and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, the peanut allergy comes up
Oh
again. I was wondering
yeah.
if you were triggered about that.
A little bit. It's my worst fear. So it turns out that Cece does actually have a peanut allergy,
Hmm.
and Andrew would sneak a little bit of peanut butter into some of her meals, and she'd be covered in like welts and stuff. So I guess it wasn't
Hmm.
life-threatening, um, but just to kind of like remind them like who's actually in control here.
And Nina would throw out the peanut butter and then it would always come back like the next
Yeah,
day.
yeah. So that's interesting because when we first heard about the peanut allergy thing, we thought like is Cece in cahoots with Nina on being crazy because they both said that she had a peanut allergy? Like that's
Hmm.
weird. But and of course it makes sense for her not to have a peanut allergy since they have peanut butter in the house, but now we're saying no, of course. She does have an allergy as Andrew.
Which, okay, explains why the peanut butter's there. It does not explain why Nina would say, "Hey, Millie, Cece has an allergy to peanuts, but we love peanut butter, so it's in the house, so just don't give it to her."
Oh, why she
That
didn't? Well, because she
say
needed.
that. That would be like day one. That'd be day one. Hey, welcome to the house. This is where you're staying. By the way,
Oh.
Cece's allergic to peanut butter. We keep it in the house, but that's just because we love to eat peanut butter. Don't give it to her. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
that's a good point.
I feel like I would say that. So,
Yeah, to protect your daughter.
yeah. So unless that was part of like the plot for
Right.
Nina to,
Yeah,
because
maybe.
maybe what she was trying to do is she got the maid. Because maybe what happened is that Andy's like, "You're a disgusting fat slob now. I want you to find a replacement housemaid." And so she finds someone, and part of the deal is that, she's got to help set it up.
Yeah,
And so maybe part of setting it up is acting like a Looney Tunes.
yeah. Does she get, do you think Cece is privy to some of this where Nina was like, hey, Cece, we need to make sure the maid has a terrible time? Or do you think Cece's just so beaten down by all of this that she doesn't even know how to interact anymore?
It
And
does seem like Cece's in on it, right? Because she's like, "I want albacore,
yeah,
not bologna
a
or
Bologna or whatever, a
a,
bologna.
a bologna, not a bologna." Yes. So maybe she is in on it. I don't know. She's so little still because she's
She
like, what,
is.
7?
Yeah, she's like 7, but she's seen her mom be locked away. And she always had a close relationship with her mom. She never really liked Evelyn. So I think Cece kind of knows something is up. And if her mom was like, hey, in order for us to get out of here, you need to make sure the maid has a terrible day, ruin
But
everything.
it seems like Andy's so nice to her still, to Cece. He's always delightful to her. I
Well, he
just
always seems nice to Nina.
Right, I know, but if he was only nice to Nina and he never showed his evil side, Nina would think that he was nice. So if he's only nice to Cece and she doesn't see him be evil, then Cece would think that he's a good guy.
Well, what I'm saying is we're not seeing the full thing. So what we're seeing is him being nice to Cece.
Right. So maybe he's not being nice to her.
Yeah. And also, well, okay, also, I mean, he's been sneaking peanut butter into her meals and has locked away her mom in the attic, not even in the psych ward. Like, I think you can kind of scope that out, maybe.
I think Cece might know that something is weird about the household, but when you're 7,
Yeah.
I just don't see it being that you're astute enough to pull out these types of intricacies. And if someone was to give you directives like make the time a terrible time for the maid so we can get out of here. I don't think that as a 7-year-old you'd be able to like execute on that.
Maybe this makes more sense. Nina told Cece, "Hey, this maid is here and she wants to ruin our life. She wants to steal dad from us." And so then Cece is just like, "Oh, I can't let that happen." And so then she
I could see that.
maybe something
That
like that happened.
I could see that. Now, if Nina does that, that is not good for her daughter, to
Yeah, I
do
mean,
her own Jedi mind tricks.
there's a lot of issues here.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of issues. Okay, so final predictions.
Wait, let's go over our predictions from last time because I wrote them down really
Oh,
quick,
okay.
and then our final predictions. All right,
Yep.
so we predicted that Nina was originally locked in the attic. True.
Yep.
We predicted Andrew's the big bad. True.
So
Millie,
far.
so far, that's true. Maybe not the biggest bad, but
Hmm.
it wasn't Nina. We predicted that Millie will assume Nina's identity. I think it's still
It's
possible.
I think she's kind of doing it, how she's like, I'm the lady of the house now.
Yeah.
I wear her clothes. They're gonna suck up to me now.
Yeah. What's going to happen though? Well, we'll get into that next. Okay, so that's still possible. We predicted Cece is the big bad. I just wanted to hold on to that just in case.
Okay,
I don't think so.
it turns out she's not Danny DeVito in a disguise. She's actually just a little girl.
She's actually normal.
She's actually just a normal person.
Unless Andrew switched her out when Nina was at the psych hospital for 8 months. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's not actually Cece at all. Makes sense, but I don't think that's true.
I don't think so.
We also predicted Andrew is infertile.
I think that's still true.
Probably true. I don't know if it really matters anymore, though. I don't know if he
Yeah.
really actually wants kids. He just wants more Kathleen's.
He wants Kath 3.0.
Yeah. Call me Drewbie.
Yeah.
Okay, what are our predictions for this time?
Okay. I think Evelyn is revealed as Kath,
Yeah.
and I think she might be the big bad, the biggest bad.
I think she might be because I don't know what Andrew's ultimate goal would be, and I don't know why he's under Kathleen's thumb.
We don't know why. Yeah, we don't know why yet. Andrew just seems too much of like a cartoon villain, like I was saying, too one-dimensional. It doesn't make sense for him to just be like this
Yeah.
for no reason,
Yeah.
unless he's just a psycho, which I mean, I guess is possible, but I don't see it.
Okay, so Andrew is under Evelyn's spell. Is that what
Yeah,
we're thinking?
yeah,
Okay. We think that Nina is going to save Millie. Like she did all this so that she would have someone to corroborate her story.
yeah. I think that was a really good one. I know I
Yeah.
made it up, so
I know
giving
you.
myself props, but
Well, now we have it like documented, like real life discovery on the spot.
yeah, yeah,
That was pretty cool.
I know.
What other predictions?
Um, Enzo. I think Enzo is he's on Nina's side, and he's gonna help Nina deploy the rescue Millie. And maybe he's the one who ends up killing Andrew and like a kerfuffle trying to get Millie out.
And then they store him in the attic.
Something.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. So he actually kills Andrew. Okay, also we haven't heard anything about Cece in all of Nina's chapters. Is it just because she's been flashbacking? But even when she's
Yeah.
at the hotel, she didn't say, and Cece's there with me.
Well, oh. I think it's because Cece's still at camp for
Oh,
2 weeks.
oh, okay. That's right. That's right. Well, this is all very convenient time then.
Well, that might be why Nina planned it, or her and Andy planned it.
Yeah. Okay, so are we thinking that Nina and Andrew staged their separation?
I think so. I think Andrew was like, all right, you're an ugly toad now, and I'm tired of your daughter. If you want to get out, you have to get a replacement.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
And that
Okay.
was like her agreement, but she's gonna do all this and then she's gonna try to go back and get Millie.
You don't think he would have tried to like stop that from happening? Because she still can't go there immediately because she's still crazy. Like all that is still true. Wouldn't he
Mhm.
kind of see this as a possibility though?
It's possible. I mean, but he didn't even think of her unscrewing the light bulb. So I just he's very good at calculating his own plans, but maybe not anticipating others.
I never would have thought of that.
It's like that's exactly what I would think of.
Uh, okay, so Kathleen Evelyn is actually behind this whole switcheroo too, maybe? Or do you think he's going rogue? That's why it's not a very good plan.
I think no matter what it is, Kath's either buried in the backyard or Kath is the big bad. Those are the choices.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. Okay. Are there any other what do we think is gonna happen to Millie? So she's in the attic. What's gonna be the reason? What's gonna happen?
The reason's definitely because she was touching things that don't belong to her.
Yeah. Or she was rearranging things, right? She was
Yeah, she was
packing up
like
all the stuff.
moving. Yeah, she was like moving her stuff. He was like,
Yeah.
she was touching his stuff. He's gonna
Okay.
say, you need to learn property rights.
Here's a book. He inserts a little mailbox slot.
Yeah, you need to learn about property rights. So that's her lesson while she's in the closet. And
Is she gonna drink the water bottles?
I think she's gonna drink the water bottles, and I think Nina slipped a note, like you said.
I think that's a good one.
And I think that's part of like maybe when she went up to Millie's room and she saw the playbook,
Oh,
maybe she dropped in like a little note in between like
the
the
slate.
things, the
I was
slates.
thinking when Millie was talking to Andrew on the porch and she saw Nina at the top of the stairs. I think that's what she.
Oh, yeah,
And then they
yeah.
got divorced like the next day or
The
something.
next day. Yeah. So I think Nina knew, okay, we're staging the divorce on this day, and I'm going to put a little note in for Millie to like set up her own plans
Yeah. Yeah, I
to
think
get
so.
Millie out. And I think they planned all this while Cece is at camp so she can maybe do the drive-bys and
Mm.
plot
Yeah.
while she's at the Ritz-Carlton.
Okay, yeah. So she was the one in the car, you
I
think?
think I think she might have been the one in the car.
And do you think she met up with Andrew like for dinner or whatever? Well, why was
I
he not?
don't know that she could be at dinner and in the car, I guess.
Um,
Maybe Andrew, I think Andrew lied about staying late and he was just scoping out to see what Millie was doing. Actually, that's what I think.
oh, that's interesting. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. So Enzo, we actually don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, what do you
he
think?
got dinner with Kath.
Enzo got oh no no. Oh, Andrew got dinner with Kath Evelyn. Yeah, that would
Yeah.
make a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said, "Here's your next. Good job bringing her in. Now you need to lock
Yep. Now
her."
you need to lock her up. Yeah. He was getting instructions.
Okay. Yeah. Got dinner. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Oh, she noticed the white Suburban or whatever in the grocery parking lot. And she said, oh, that looks just like Nina's car, but actually
Yeah.
Kath's car.
I think it was Nina because
You
Nina
think
said,
so?
"Oh, she stopped tracking her phone. Like she's a smart girl, but not smart enough."
I thought she said not smart enough because she's in Andrew's clutches. And how could you be with someone like Andrew?
I'm thinking she's tracking Millie. I don't know why she's keeping tabs on her, but she is. And then that was the car that was by the house because she's like, "Oh, she turned off her phone, so I can't see where she is, but I'm going to go drive by the house and see if she's there." Maybe.
How would she know she's at the grocery store? Oh, well, her location was still on at that point.
Her location was still on. So then the location got turned off, and then she's like, "Well, now I can't track her, but she's not smart enough. I'm just going to stake out the house."
I don't think that's what she meant when she said not smart enough.
Okay, so you think it's that she's a dum-dum for falling for Andrew's tricks.
Yeah. And maybe not a dum-dum because, like, I mean, she did too, but like, yeah, she wasn't smart enough to get out of the situation.
Like you're clever, but you're not going to be clever enough to get out of this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Okay,
That makes
another
more sense.
question on that note is when they were talking on the back porch, Andrew and Millie, he asks, "Why were you in jail anyway?" And then he goes, "Never mind, it's none of my business." Do you think he actually doesn't know? And do you think the reason she's in jail is actually important to how she's going to get out of all of this?
I think how she gets out of jail or how she gets out of here is going to be relevant to jail. Like maybe she learned how to pick a lock or something.
Huh, I was thinking identity theft, but yeah, maybe.
Oh, well, because I think we end this by having Millie assume Nina's identity.
That's what we were thinking. Yeah.
And I still think that that's true because I think Millie would benefit by getting rid of the criminal record and getting a Looney Tunes record.
Step up.
Yeah, I think it's a step up for her.
But then what happens to Nina? Who does she become? Kathleen?
I think, yeah, where does Nina go? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe Nina dies too in the kerfuffle.
It did seem like there were multiple people upstairs.
Yeah.
So that would be the best case scenario for Millie is they're all dead. I'll just be Nina.
Yeah.
Who was a housemaid. But I mean, at that point, do they really look that similar? Maybe by the time that happens, they do look similar enough.
They
Nina or
have,
Millie
yeah,
would have to
Millie
put on a lot of
goes to the
weight.
hairdresser.
Yeah.
No, she's like, I've been on Ozempic. I'm thin now.
It could be.
She said, I'm thin now. And they're like, what about this housemaid? She's so very fat. Like, are you sure that's not Nina? Oh, no, 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 no. That's the housemaid. She's not
Look
on
at those
Ozempic.
roots.
Yeah, look at those roots. No, 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 no.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I think those are good predictions. Is there anything else?
Yeah. No, that's it. So these past two episodes that we've had are going to be 2 hours each.
Oh, yikes. Oh, this can't be an 8-parter.
I know. So I was wondering, should we do something where we release the one episode and just break it up at the hour mark to kind of break it up a little bit? Or, and just release them at the same time, like part one, part two? Or should we doll them out week by week? Because I kind of feel like they need to be listened together in quick succession.
Yeah, I kind of think so too. Well, it's hard to say because we haven't had any feedback from any of our listeners, so we don't know what the people want.
I had a dream that we had 50 reviews.
Whoa.
And we started getting a couple 4 stars. I was like, but that's the name of the game when you start getting a lot of reviews. And then we got a lot of emails from our listeners, but all they said was, "Hi, I'm from Tennessee." They didn't give any information.
We already knew that.
Yeah, I was like, that's not even helpful. Yeah.
So funny.
I know.
I would still take it though.
I would still take it too. I
would
know.
still take it. Okay, I don't really know. I mean, on our part, it's easier if it's just all together.
I think we can just split it up and just make it simple. Like, hey, we're breaking this into 2 parts, part one, part two.
All righty.
Okay, sounds good.
Are you excited to finish this?
I'm so glad we get to finish it. And then we can recap at a normal pace instead of having to like meet up. Yeah. Overall, I'm really enjoying this book.
Yeah, me too. It's fun.
It's a fun, quick read. It doesn't require a lot of thinking.
Yeah, I like solving the mystery. I think that's fun.
Yeah, I think that's fun too. Okay. Sorry you're late for your lunch. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Bookalicious. If you like this discussion, please rate or subscribe to our channel to help other book lovers find this content as well. If you have any questions or suggestions for future books, we'd love to hear from you at bookalicious.pod@gmail.com. As always, thanks for joining our club.